Hello, players of Tabletop Simulator. This is me. Well, you don't know me, but it's me, Mikhail. I am the creator and designer of Arcana Magica, the game that you see in front of you. And here with me is Ivan from the player layer.
Thanks for introducing me. I'm ready to play.
Alright, so we've played this game a lot, and many thanks to Ivan. We have it transported here so you can test the game before our Kickstarter. I can tell you what components that we have in front of us. Now, the playmat is not really needed, it's just used for instructions and for your ease when playing the game here. I hope you find it comfortable. Now, what we have is first we got 23 tarot cards. They look like that. So on top they have their value, which is a 0 here, and below they have their name, which is not of your interest in the game. The Fool is the starting, the weakest one, but we have our special Ferryman, which is not included in the usual tarot deck, which is for 22. So from 1 to 22, we'll have our units in the tarot cards to play with. Now, what we have for our hands is what we call the mana deck, because this is what's gonna give us the power to command our units, to summon them, and to activate them against our opponents. This is the usual poker deck. Now, in the poker deck, you see everything that you see on a normal card. Its value, its suit, in this case, it's hearts or cups, as they're called in tarot, and the color, which is red. Now, there's a special thing that you can see here, which is the Roman numeral. This is 2 in the case, which is going to help us re-rolling our dice, which are actually the last piece that you need to play the game. The standard D&D set from D4, D6, D12, D20, and D8. These are gonna make the damage in the game, so we're gonna need those. We also have a first player token in order to keep track of the game, and a counter here to help us at the start, mainly with counting the rounds until we can fight each other. But to get there, we should set up the game. The setup as it is, it's almost complete. Now, first thing we need to decide is whether we want to use these 4 cards. They are the knights. As you see, they have a value of 14, and those were the cards that were left out from the playing deck when it became a playing deck and it was tarot before. So, Ivan, how do you feel? You want to play with the kings, or you want to leave them out?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see the full game.
All right, so let me put them inside the normal deck. As you see, we have 56 cards right now. We just flip those, add some magic to them, shuffle up real good. This is going to determine a lot in the game. And that's it. Now we need to set up our units, which is a bit more complicated. Now here we have separated the first 15 cards of the game, which is the Fool up to the 14 card. They are a bit weaker, as you see in the progress, so you want to keep those on top when we start the game. Now the ones here are starting from the devil, number 15, and going to up to 22. So I'm gonna keep those here like that. Wait. Take them all. Now I'm taking 5 cards from here, from the low deck. I'm gonna flip the high tier. I'm gonna add the 5 cards, put them up, then shuffle up real good, put it on top of the summoning deck. This is where the pile is gonna be. Shuffle those again, and now we have the wall tier cards on top of the hard tier cards, and we set the counter to 1, as this is going to be the first round, and we are actually ready to go. So to start the game, we need to determine who's going to be first here. Now let's roll the 20-sided die for that. I'm going to be first, being the host. All right, that's a 14 there. Let's see.
Okay, I've had some pretty good luck today, so
yeah. Yeah, playtesting went really good for you. Okay, well, won't make too much of a difference. Now that we are ready, we need to pick 4 cards from here and place them place them up on the respective slots. Now, if this were a 4-player game, we would add another card here. Let's turn them up, see what the cards have in store for us at the start. Wow. Okay, that's actually really good because the Joker is here. Let me take my hand. This is what you do at the start of each turn. You fill up your hand up to 4. If you already saved some cards from the previous rounds, you need to fill up just to 4. Ivan does the same, and now it's my turn. As you can see here, what we have are some really helpful aids that would show you what you can do on your turn and also how you attack. But we're a bit far from the attack, well, not too far. What I can do on my turn is I can move. You'll see that a bit later. I need the army to do that. Then you can activate. This is attacking your opponents. Now you cannot do that unless the opponent has 3 cards or it's after the 4th round. We are in the 1st round, so there's no attacking still. Now it's summoning. This is the main point of the 1st rounds because we gather our army, and at the end is the discard. At the end of your turn, you can keep or discard as many cards as you like. So I got some good luck here, as you see. Pretty high cards. Now in summoning, when you use red mana, it is used for its full value, but black mana is used for half of it. This is still 1, but this one here it's a 6. So I got 16 right there, plus a 6 here, plus another 1. So this is plenty to buy any of the cards that are on the table. And since we mentioned it, it's good that the Fool came up from the start, because the Fool is a very special card. Now, in order to summon the Fool, I need to discard all my cards and forfeit all my actions. Now, I don't have a lot on my first one, but as the game progresses, the Fool looks more and more expensive. What the Fool does is he gets into your army as a normal unit, but he cannot be attacked by the opponent. He has a value of no, so you are attacked and the damage has been dealt. You can actually decide to use the Fool, sacrifice it, and he will take all the damage for the army. Now, there's also another special skill that the Fool has, and that's risking the Fool. Now, here we have the 2 jokers, the black and the red one. And what we do when we risk the Fool is we flip those, we shuffle them, and we pick a card. If I get the black one, this means that the Fool dies and I would get the damage. But if you get lucky and you get the red one, you would return the damage to the attacker who dealt it, so the Fool can actually turn the game around. So, enough of explanations. We are ready to play. I don't feel like getting the Fool for a start. I feel like getting the strongest card on the table. Now, I would use 11 from the clubs, which is 11. So with another 5, that's exactly that's 16, which is plenty to get that into my army. Now from these cards, I don't want to keep the king because it's black and I won't be attacking in the next few turns, so I'll discard him. And this has a value of 1. I want better cards in my hand, so I'm discarding all of those. And it's Ivan's turn.
Okay, so I did not really have a streak of luck, and I started out with mostly black cards, so I think what I'm going to do is discard all of my cards and take the Fool.
Alright. Shifting to your army, the Fool is your leader. That cannot go wrong. Okay, so that was basically a turn. We are done. So what's the upkeep? I mean, what do we have to do at the end of the round? Here, from the Shadow Gallery, we need to discard the cards on the first position. In our case, the Lovers goes here in our discard deck. Flip it so it doesn't distract us. And we move the other cards on the left. So each card gets the leftmost position available. In this case, this is the first one, so that means if the Hangman is not bought or summoned in the second round, it will be discarded as well. Now, Let's fill up the shadow gallery. Flip those, and at the end of your turn, the last thing that you have to do is pass the player token to the next player. In our case, this is Ivan, so I am passing the next player token to him, and I am setting the counter to 2, as this is gonna be the second round. Now he took his cards, I have none, so I'm gonna fill up my hand with 4 cards. All right. And it's Ivan's turn.
I think I'm going to be buying that 13 temperance.
Okay, so what he does is he has 13 from the Knight of Wands, and he adds another 2, as 5 halved is just a 2, so that's 15, and it's plenty for the 14 worth of temperance. Oh, good. Then that means it's my turn. Ivan, are you gonna discard anything or?
No, I'm gonna keep my cards.
Okay, it's important to remember to always show the discarded cards here, as you know, this is a normal playing deck, which would mean that you have a limited number of cards. Keeping track of those could really make you win the game or lose it. So, my turn. I want to have some versatility in my army, and 13 it's a big number, so I'm gonna spend this 9 and just get the Hermit. Now, this card I'm gonna discard, and this one is gonna be discarded as well. This one I'm gonna keep. So this is it, another round in the history. So now we set the counter. So as we mentioned, the Hangman wasn't bought, so he goes to the discard pile. We move the wheel to the leftmost position, and now we take 3 more cards. We put them in the shadow gallery, and we flip them over. Now it's my turn. I already have a card, so I'll just take 3 from here. And things are going actually pretty good. Now we should keep in mind that this is the 3rd round, so in the next one I am expecting the high cards to be around. Also, a bit of a bad news is that if you have more than 3 cards, 3 or more cards in your turn, even if we are not past the 4th round, Ivan can still attack me. So getting a card now would means I'll be attackable. So I would use the 10 of wands with a 12 of swords, which would be 16, 10 from the red card and 6 from the black card, which is plenty to get justice, what we all need. And those 2 I'm gonna keep. So Ivan's turn.
Right, so I can attack you now, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do for the first part of my turn. I'll use this 14 to summon Temperance. I can explain how the dice work here.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to the attack, we are at the most important part of the game. Now, let's see what Ivan did. So first he paid a 14, which is exactly 14 as the value of temperance. Now, temperance, as you see, has 2 kinds of symbols. One is the X, the Roman 10, which in the game gives you the 12-sided die. Next to that, he has 4 ones. Now, in this game, the damage has 2 types. Most of the dice, like the 6-sided, 12-sided, and the 20-sided, give you melee damage, which would always attack the leader of the opponent's army. While the ones, arrows or spears, as we call them, can give you range damage that can be distributed anywhere around the board. Now, in our case, Ivan has the X, which gives him the 12-sided die, and he has exactly 4 arrows, which is the four-sided die. Now, with the arrows, you can make different combinations. The idea is that you need each, well, not you don't need, but each set of 4 arrows would give you a four-sided die, which would mean that in my case, if I activate Death and Justice, I will get 3 arrows from here and 1 from here, which makes exactly 4, which would give me the die. If I don't activate Justice, Death has only 3 arrows, 1 short of being able to throw the ranged die. Anyways, let's get back to business. Ivan has everything that he needs to throw, so okay, so
That's 13.
oh, well, 13 is exactly the value of my card, so as you see, it is disappearing from the horizon, going to his trophy pile. Now, the trophy pile is the most important part of the game. When the game ends, you count the full value of those cards, and those will be your victory points. You would also count half the value of your army, so those would not be that beneficial. All right.
Okay, and now I'm gonna finish my turn. I want to buy this 10 here, which is the wheel. And I have exactly.
Okay. Let's see them go. So that's an 8, that's a 3, and that's a 9. That's 11 plus 9, that's 20. Half, it's exactly a 10, so Ivan can do that.
Okay, and that's the end of my turn. So I'm
You
first
discarded one. Yes, you are.
Draw 4 cards.
And we move those here. We set the 4th round counter, and we take 2 cards from the shadow gallery. All right.
Ooh, those are some big cards, huh?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the big cards are coming, so all right, your turn. Yeah, exactly. The fool is invisible for your enemies, but he still has to move as a normal unit. So if you look at here, move the first unit in your army to the last place, leftmost to rightmost.
The Ferryman, that's the biggest card in the game, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I pay 6.
That's 14 so far. 24. All right.
I will keep my last card. It is your turn.
Alrighty then. Now, after being badly beaten, oh wait, so first I gotta take my 2 cards. It would have been awesome if the ferryman was here, but now I got plenty for buying, so maybe I should spend those also on activating. Thing is that I'll be fighting the 14 here, which is a really high card. So the Hermit throws a 6 and a 4. That means, okay, now when you throw the dice, if you get the maximum value, you get to throw the dice again, adding the value. That means if I'm rolling the d4 and I get a 4, let's try getting it. Okay, not my luck. So if I get a 4 like that, that means I can roll the die again and add its value. Oh, it's a 4. Now it's moving, so that's 8 points of damage. I can click again, so I got a 4, another 4, and a 3, which is 11 points of range damage that I can spread around. So if I get lucky like that, with the Hermit, maybe I do stand a chance of killing someone in Ivan's army. I also want to get some army as well. So how I'll need to spend at least 2 cards, whatever I do. So what I can do is get a 14 here and 14 here, that's 28. Since I'll be activating, this is halved, so this is 14 so far. I can add another 6, which would give me exactly 20, which means that 9 plus 11 is activating my whole army. So now let's look at the symbols. So I got a next from here, that's the D12. I got D here, which is the D6. And I got 4 arrows here and 1 arrow here. That's 5 arrows, a set of 4, so I'm getting this die as well. Not really a bad roll. Let me select those, roll them up. Okay, now things went really smooth for me as I got a 12. So since this is the 12-sided die, I roll it again, adding the value. Alrighty then, so 12 plus 1, that's 13, plus 1 here, that's 14, plus 4, that's 18. Range damage doesn't do much. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to spread it around, so I can use all the damage I have to the first unit in Ivan's army. Now he has the Joker though, so
yeah, I think I'm gonna use my Fool because it seems like a nice thing to do.
yeah, it does. All right, so let's mark this one as being attacked. So are you gonna risk the Fool or are you just gonna sacrifice it?
I will actually risk it because if I will take care of your Hermit.
Yeah, that it
I will
will.
risk it.
Okay, so we flip those, shuffle them. So remember, now if he gets a red card, he deals the damage back. If he gets black, he would lose both the Fool and his card.
Okay, well, let's hope it's red then.
Yeah, worst of luck to you. It's the second time. Second time he does that today. So, Ivan leaves the Fool. The Fool goes back to the discard pile of our summoning deck. His army stays the same, but he deals 18 damage to me, which is a lot. And, oh, sorry. I really want to keep that guy. I'll be returning it, sending it to Ivan's army. So that was my attack. Went pretty smooth, I must say. At the end, I would use my last card at 13 here to buy strength. I really need some strength right now.
Okay, here's the first player token. You
Yeah.
this round out.
Alrighty then. Now let's do some upkeep. This one goes here. We take 3 cards from here, place them, flip them. We don't need the counter anymore. We will, maybe soon, maybe not that soon. It's my turn. Well, these are all 4 cards. Let's see what I get here. Again, pretty bad. To be honest, this attack kinda made me bloodthirsty. So I got a 10 here, 14 here. I will attack. 14 so far. I need 20. Maybe I won't get them. No, I need 18. So it's 11 here and 8 here. That's 19. So 14 from here. I need a 5, but that's 7 halved. That's a 3. I would not get it. Okay, change of plans. I would use those cards for buying. This is a 7 so far. I got another 7 here. Not an easy choice, my friends. All right. At the end, I will attack. I will attack with this 14 just to use justice. Let's hope it brings me some justice. Now we get to the important part of rerows. Now, as you see, this one has a Roman numeral 1. Any Roman numeral 1 card would give you 1 reroll, except for the ace, which gives you 2 rerolls. So I get 1 reroll here, and I get to use just 12-sided die. Okay, that's amazing. I got a 12, so yeah, I'm really close to beating Temperance. Oh yeah, 23 points, that's plenty. I don't need my reroll. I just get.
If you get one more, never mind.
Yeah.
I can take my second one.
Okay, yeah. What he means is that this is probably the last rule, not probably, but this is surely the last rule that you need to know about attacking. When you attack, if the bleed over damage, so the damage that is left over after killing the first enemy, if it's double the value of the second one, then it would kill it as well. But this stops there. You cannot kill infinite numbers. You can just kill the first two if you get if the leftover damage is double the health of the second unit in the opponent's army. And so that was a nice surprise. Now I would use my 4 card here to buy the Emperor. Oh. By the Emperor, and at the end I will discard this as it's too weak for me and it's turn done.
Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Yep.
The back of my army, this 10. And then I will attack with it.
All right, maybe spend the cards for it. Okay, that's exactly a 9. Yeah, that's exactly a 10 with 2 rerolls, as we mentioned. Ace gives you 2.
Okay, let's see. So we've got that's the D12.
Yep. Okay, didn't have my chance, so that's a 5.
Okay, first reroll.
Okay, getting closer, 7.
Let's see if this one makes it.
Oh,
12, and means that I can try for more.
Yeah, well.
So close. Okay, I've got it.
Secondary roll did it for you.
I can purchase. I will purchase the High Priestess. And
no, that's the Hierophant. But yeah, Hierophant, there's a word you don't use every day, so let's go to the upkeep. Oh yeah, thank you. That was.
You're welcome.
Okay, first player token is with you. All right, yeah. So it's your turn.
Yes, it is. And there's some high cards on the board, but I think I'm better suited for battle now than I am for buying anything at all. So what I'm going to do is attack with the wheel and this card, which I can't pronounce for some reason.
The Hierophant.
Yeah. 15, it's 10, 5, so I get a D6 and a D12 with 1 reroll.
Exactly. So that's a D6, that's a D12, that's 1 reroll for you.
Okay, let's see how I do.
Bad, hopefully. Was it bad? Oh
11
no.
plus 3. How much do I need? I need 8.
Yeah. All right. Oh well, close enough.
Okay. Well, I still get the 8. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to discard.
yeah. Sorry, my bad. Okay, you're discarding it all. Okay, so maybe I should have saved a bit of money so I can buy a worthy card because right now I cannot really do a lot of damage, but still, worth trying. So I'm using this 10. As you see, it's a 10 to activate my Soul Emperor. Let me get this here. I don't have any reroll, so let's pray to God that that's 4. And it's 4, okay. With 1, okay, that's amazing. Now I got 5 points of range damage, and the Hierophant has exactly 5 points of health. So there he goes home. And now I can try and spend some. So what I got here is 25, 36. Now that's okay. That's actually a really good. Now for summoning, that's a 13 plus 12. That's 25 plus 11. That's 36. Halved, since they're all black, that's 18, which is enough to get me the devil. Amazing. Okay, good turn for me. Finally getting some traction there. Now this is the end of it. I'll be the first player as we switch. Now upkeep, this one goes away, this one goes here. Let's hope for some good cards. Okay, get my hand full. Okay, this is not what I was hoping for. Now first of all, I'm gonna make my move. Make sure that the devil is in front of my army, and how should I go about this? As you see, I don't have enough to purchase, to summon. Not really plenty for. Well, I can at least use my devil. So that's 11 here, and another 8 from the red ones, which is a 4. So 11 and 4, that's exactly 15. The price that you need to pay to summon the devil. So the devil has an excellent, so that's a d12 and a d6. Select those. Oh, does it count? No, no, no. I didn't roll them. They were just moved. Okay. Now we're talking. So what? Okay, so 9 so far plus 5. That's not exactly what I need, but I do have 2 rerolls. So should I go? Maybe I should go for even an 11 here will do the job. Or I can go for another 6. Now, since I got 6 here and a 3 after it, if I get another 6, that would mean 12 points of damage plus the next roll. Chances are. Okay, let me reroll this one. A. Okay, this is really bad news, as reroll cancels the value of the previous roll. Okay, so that's a 9 plus a 9, it's 18. 4 short of killing the Archangel. Okay, Devil, you tried. And that will be my turn, spend all my money on this.
Okay, so it's my turn. Yeah. If I get the math right, I think I have exactly enough to buy. Oh, sorry. Judgment Day is the 20, and that's what I'm doing.
here, let's see what's happening here. So that's a 12, that's 16, that's 17 plus, yeah, plus 3, that's exactly 20. Again, good luck.
And I become first player.
Exactly, so we switch those, we move those, we take 2 cards from here, flip them, and it's your turn.
Thank you. Just draw my cards and
Just
see
to
what I have
here.
to.
Now this is an important part. The discard deck is all that we have. So I flip it, I shuffle it, put it on the playing deck place, and I get 2 more cards. That's it.
And have some difficult choices here.
Yeah.
I think what I'm gonna do is just the sun. I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah, well, worth it. Maybe you should give us your cards for it. So a 6, an 8. So a 6 and a 9, that's 15. An 8, 10. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, meanwhile, what am I gonna do? Let's first discard. And then what I will do is I'll go with the 12 and a 6. Oh no, that won't be enough. I'll go like that and I activate my both of my cards. So no rerolls, but additional die. Let's hope this one does it. And it didn't. Okay, 11 points, it's far from doing it. So, those guys didn't do a lot. Let me use this 3, get this one, at least get some army going on there, and I'll discard the 6. And it's my turn. So, what we're going for right now is... Oh, here you see the discard deck gets to be used again, this time for the summoning of the cards. We need 2 more. No, bit clumsy. Alright, the Joker is about. The Fool as we go in tarot. These are some good cards, but I don't want to keep them. I want the Fool hopefully doing to Ivan what he already did to me. As you see, I'm not making any other moves, I'm just getting the Fool.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, as you see, there's not a lot of versatility in his army. He has really strong cards, but most of them are over 20. Well, you have a 19, you have a 20, you have a 22, and just one 10. So, as you can imagine, getting the right activation value for this is not an easy task. And what I should mention while he's thinking about it is the end of the game. Now you have 4 tokens here, each of them for a different endgame event. Now the killing of a 20 card is applied to any card that has 2 X's on it. So if, any of Ivan's cards that I can kill would trigger an endgame. Next one is losing the Fool, and there is no more summoning deck. As you see, we have some more summoning deck here. There is 6 points, there are 6 cards here, and probably we're gonna discard some more. So this is still not coming soon. Summoning the last Shadow Gallery unit. As I mentioned, we need to buy around 10. to get to there. And the last condition for ending the game is killing the last unit in the player's army. Now, all of those, okay, let's see the move. So,
Okay.
tell us about it.
We'll purchase the moon and discard the rest of my cards.
All right, then. So, any of those events occurs, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a dice, usually the 8-sided die, but it's up to you which die you wanna roll. It's gonna depend the rounds left until the end of the game. So once any of those happens, the person that triggered it gets the token. Same goes for the other, I mean if another happens. And we roll the d8. What we get on the d8, that's the number of rounds left in the game, and when they pass, we just count our cards and see who the best player is.
Draw again. Okay, this is a little bit better. I will attack, again discarding all of my cards. So that's 17, 18, 20 is what I have. So with that 20, I will activate Judgment Day.
All right.
That's 1d20. I have 2 rerolls, right? 2 rerolls.
Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah, you have. Well, it's actually 3. Now, this is something that we didn't mention at the start. The standard rule is that rerolls don't stack. So that would mean that the most rerolls you can get are 2 using one ace. So in your case, you just have 1 reroll, as those don't stack.
Okay, I see.
If you really want a bloodthirsty battle, then I would say stacking rerolls helps a lot for that.
Okay, and I'm rolling.
Oh, 4, yeah. Still not there.
Even worse. Okay, and it is your turn.
Amazing. Looks like I am back in the game. So I will discard these cards for you, not worry. No need. So I'm gonna use a 22 right there, which would be, now as you see I'm lacking 1 arrow here, or I was gonna be rolling the 8-sided die, but since I don't have it, I would go with those 2 guys. Now this means I'm rolling the d6, d12 and d4. And that did not go well at all. That's an 8. Again, d12 and d6 here, and d4 here, range damage. And good news is I can buy at least. So I'm gonna spend a 12 here, and well, I'm gonna spend all of my cards again. Not saving for a rainy day, which might have been the worst mistake in my game so far. And that's it. I was second, so I'll be first now. Let me get those cards. Flip them, get 4. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, some good values in here. So in my case, I would need those 2, so I would need 9, and well, that is a 1, so that's a 10. To make an attack, not really useful, but I can still roll a bit. Here. Okay, that didn't work. You don't have a 3 card. So I'm spending a 14 and a 10, a 24 on a 21 card. And it's your turn.
Okay. I will first attack with this 18, the moon. Discard this, so an 11 and a 7.
Oh, I guess we can.
And a d6 and a d12.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Oh, wow. That,
Nope.
that was bad.
I can still buy something, and
Yeah.
I buy the chariot. It's beautiful artwork, by the way. I really, really like it.
Thank you. Alrighty then. That's your turn. You discarding or keeping anything?
Really lots of attention to detail with all the components.
Thanks for that. Alright then. So, your turn, right?
Yes. Okay, this is going to be a good turn for me. I think these are the cards I was waiting for. And I can activate finally my moon and the chariot.
Alright.
Recount that again.
That's gonna be a good one.
What do I need? I need
25. 18 plus 7.
Yeah, actually have 24, so no, I
Oh.
can't.
Oh well.
And get the sun, and nope, still not enough.
Alright then. Spend your cards. 21 there. And you get one
That's just
reroll.
1d20.
Yep, with one reroll. Alright.
Okay, let's re-roll that. Which do I need? 15.
Yeah. Okay, that was close. Okay.
And now I'm going to use my last card to buy the lovers.
If
And it's
you
your turn.
if you discard. Alright, I'll do it, no worries.
Sorry about that. Keep looking at the cards in front of me.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I get some activation. So that's 19, that's 20 so far. I need 22, maybe not. So I get 7 here, 16. That's exactly 23. Wow, that was a close one. Because I got 22. Anyways, I can choose between. Yeah, I'll go with my with the current standard. So that's gonna be a d6. All right. So I got 8 from here already, and that's a 12. Amazing. So that's 22 on its own. Yeah, and I do get 2 rerolls. So I'm gonna try and nope. Oh well, I did try and I failed, but this was the ferryman death. Now let's keep that one here. And as we mentioned, I killed a card that's got 220 2 X's on it, so I'm keeping that token, and this signals the end of times. So end of game is near. Up 5. Let me copy that actually. Yeah, no worries about me. I'm just gonna finish this. And I'm gonna buy the magician. You never know when you're gonna need that. I was last in this turn, so this is a 5, and at the end of the turn, since this is our counter, we put it to 4. So I either use this like that, so set it to 4 and do it a bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Let me return this die. Or I could have kept the 4-sided die, it doesn't matter at the end. Let me delete that one. Okay, it's my turn. Before that, let's return this guy. So we got just 2 cards here. No need of shuffling them because there's 4 spaces for them. So these are the last 3 cards, and let's not forget 10 points are awarded to the person who has a token like that. So buying the last card would be a really good news for me. Anyways, let me fill my hand. I feel like a winner today. Okay, not that good, not that good. But still, as we mentioned, army is counted towards the end of the game. So I'm gonna buy this, and yeah, I'm not gonna use those to roll even. I'm just gonna discard them. And it's your turn, Ivan.
Okay, so I know that I will be first next turn, so what I'm gonna try and do is purchase both of these
Yeah.
tokens. And I have enough to attack. So first I'm gonna attack. And I will attack with my wheel.
All right. So
See if it can do the job.
what is that 12? Oh. Okay, that's exactly 15. No, wait. Wait, 15 is not that bad. So I would use my full. Yep, I'm gonna use the full. I'm gonna shuffle those, and I'm gonna hope that I turn the tides on this one because I really like having the devil. All right. That went super bad. So devil is down 4. Also, since the fool was sacrificed after there is no more summoning deck, we just did that. That means that Ivan gets also this token for killing the fool at the end of the game. And yeah, I just lost 25 points. So it was nice feeling the winner. Oh, last part of it is when a new Armageddon event happens, it halves the counter for the end of the game if it's over the half of the value. So in our case, it's exactly 4. So we just decrease it by 1.
And it's the end of my turn. I take the first player token.
Yeah. Okay, there's
I
normal
already feel
move.
I already feel that I actually have a chance at winning.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Table just turned heavily. Yeah.
Front of my army. And I will attack with my 20. It's actually with my 19. It's the same amount of dice.
Lest we forget, the round was over, so it's 2 rounds left. This and the last one.
Okay, so
You got 20, you're attacking with 20. Well, good news for me is that you're attacking a 4 value card, so not a big loss.
okay, let's see.
Okay, yeah, I spoke too fast. 14, the leftover damage is 10, so
That's enough to get
yeah,
that as well.
exactly. So 3 doubled is 6, and the leftover damage of 14 minus 4 is 10, so you get those both. And I can move my
And now I want to purchase. Now this is the High Priestess, right?
yeah.
Okay, and I'll discard my last card.
Yeah, just move your cards a bit. So there's space for her.
And I get
Yeah,
token, correct?
exactly. Maybe we should stack them like that on top.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, stack your tokens. Anyways, only killing the last unit in a player's army is left, so I don't see myself getting this one. I'm gonna make a move. Get the heavy front. It did, so it decreased it by 1, and this is the last round. Yeah, indeed. Almost lost that one, so let's go full on. That's 12, that's 13, that's 20 right there. Okay, well, I could do better, but still, a 12-sided die and a 6-sided die with 2 rerolls because of the ace. Let's hope magic happens. Ah, so close. Anyways, 2 rerolls. First one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, that's me. And since this is the last round, we have to decrease this one, but it's already at 1. So this is the end of the game. Now let's count. As I said, what we count is the full value of cards. So there's a life hack on doing that. First you just count the X's. So I get 30, then you count the 5s, that's just 1, so 35. Then I got 4 here and 2 here, that's 41. Here plus this, 51. Now the best way to remember your score is I just use the dice as in real life. 51 so far. Now what we got here is 20, 30, 40. I got 2 5s, so that's 50, and I got 1, 2, 4, 5. 55 halved, as we mentioned, that's 27. 27 plus 51, 78. Let's see how it goes with even. That's awful.
And now I just need to count my army, my leftover army. How much did you say you had?
78, so.
Okay, well, I think we can shake hands on this one.
Yeah, that's another win for Ivan. Alright, hope someone watches that. Hope you like the game. Hope you try it. What do you think, Martin?
It's something that would definitely make look, and you know, it's actually a really fast game when you get into it. So I definitely will enjoy this game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the worst part of the game is that I always lose to Ivan and my girlfriend. But, you know, maybe someday lucks change. Okay, again, thanks for watching and goodbye.